I'm pretty sure that if Philip Seymour Hoffman were still alive today and he started a cult, he would probably have a huge following because he is stellar here. I'd follow him. The Master, released in 2012 and is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who is behind such films as Boogie Nights, Magnolia, and There Will Be Blood. The film stars Philip Seymour Hoffman, Joaquin Phoenix, and Amy Adams. The Master follows the story of Freddie Quell, played by Joaquin Phoenix, who is dealing with PTSD from his time in the Navy during World War II. He travels the country going from job to job, but nothing seems to satisfy him unless he's thinking about having sex or creating like 300 proof liquor. Seriously, this dude basically drinks fuel. That's how strong this stuff is. One day he is found as a stowaway on a boat owned by a man by the name of Lancaster Dodd, played by Philip Seymour Hoffman, who is the leader of a new religious movement known as The Cause. Now Dodd takes a liking to Freddie, and he welcomes him into his group, and they both travel the country trying to spread the word of this new religion. Now I said it in my intro, and I'll say it again here, Philip Seymour Hoffman is amazing in this film. Definitely the standout by far. The way he carries himself, the tone of voice that he has, the sense of care that you hear in his voice makes him a very effective cult leader. When he speaks, people just want to listen. I checked out a couple of times while watching this movie, but every time Philip Seymour Hoffman came on and started talking, yep, I was pulled back in. It's an absolutely captivating performance, and personally, I would have given him the Best Supporting Actor that year. Now, this movie was inspired... See, there's that word again. This movie was inspired by the founder of the Church of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, who, on first viewing, I actually thought this movie was about. Nope, this movie is purely fictional, but I'm sure it has some similarities with the story of how L. Ron Hubbard started the Church of Scientology. The Cause's major belief is that our souls are millions of years old, and they roam the world, moving from body to body after our bodies die. Our bodies are basically vessels, as they call it. Almost sounds like the belief of reincarnation. And Dodd says that he has the ability to hypnotize his people into going back, whether it's years, whether it's centuries, and you can revisit the lives that you previously had. It's actually a pretty cool idea, and I think it has some similarities with Scientology. Now, I am definitely not an expert, and my knowledge on Scientology is meh. So if I'm completely wrong, those Scientologists who are watching me, go easy on me. And while Philip Seymour Hoffman is great, Joaquin Phoenix is right there with him in this film. PTSD is a very serious condition that a lot of people suffer from, and I think Joaquin's portrayal of it is absolutely convincing. And his PTSD is only enhanced with Freddie Quell's addiction to sex. Yes, this is a very sexually driven movie. Don't watch this movie with a 3-year-old in the room. Seriously, this man is so obsessed with sex that he'll just pretend that he's making love to a sand woman that he made on the beach. Or if he's at a party, he'll just randomly imagine different women at the party naked, which the audience gets to see from his point of view. And it gradually happens too. One moment we're at a party, we're looking at everyone having fun, we look at Joaquin Phoenix, then we go back to the party and there's like a naked woman there in the corner. And then we cut back to Joaquin Phoenix and then back to the party and there's 2 or 3 more other naked women. It keeps going back and forth until all the women at this party are naked in Joaquin's mind. Yeah. Very sexual movie. Plus, there's the scene where Amy Adams gives Philip Seymour Hoffman a handy in the bathroom. So that happened. But Quell is a lost soul, so he's a pretty easy target for a religious leader to come swooping in and picking him up and bringing him into his following. The interrogation scene, or as Philip Seymour Hoffman's character calls it, processing, is probably the standout in this movie. Dodd is basically interrogating Freddie's soul just to see if he's worthy. And I really love the scene because it's done all in one take, and then when Joaquin Phoenix's character messes up a little bit, Hoffman just keeps on going, which goes to tell you just how dialed in these two actors are to their characters. And in the end, the cause does help Quell find a woman that he can finally have sex with, or at least it makes him more sociable so that a woman would be more inclined to say, yes, let's go on a date and let's go hang out a little bit. And I think that's one of the positives about this religion that Dodd is preaching, or just about religion in general. And I think when it comes to religion, regardless of whatever you believe in, if it makes you into a better person and it makes you happy and it's not doing harm to anyone, then awesome. Good for you in finding it. Some people find happiness in not having religion. It's a real life issue that this movie puts in the forefront. These people have their religion, and the masses in this country are basically denying him or calling them all kooks. But really, what's so far-fetched about their ideas as opposed to, Christianity or Judaism or Muslimism or Buddhism? I mean, personally, I believe that every single religion has its own merits. The problem is when people in a religion think that their religion is the only way and tries to impose it on other people that don't necessarily believe the same way that they do. And that is when people start getting hurt and wars start breaking out. This actually happened to me once. I was told that because I wasn't believing the way that this person was, that I was going to hell. And I didn't tell them that their religion was wrong. I was just saying that I don't believe necessarily in your one religion. I believe in basically all religions. Don't tell me that your way is the right way, because you know what? You don't know. And that's the beautiful thing about religions. You don't know. Religions are based on belief and on faith. Sorry, I'm on a little bit of a soapbox here, but God, when that happened, it really pissed me off. You have your faith, you have your religion. Awesome. That's great. I have my own beliefs, and I'm a much happier person for it. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. This is just what I believe. It was just so rude that after I explained thoroughly about how I believe, and how that is making me happy and making me a better person, she basically said, yeah, you're going to hell. This is probably why I related to Philip Seymour Hoffman's character so much in this movie, because I've been where he's been. All right? I will now get off my soapbox and get back to the movie. So the movie has stellar performances, and it's an interesting look into how a new religion gets started. But there are several moments in this movie that just kind of takes you out of it. Sometimes a scene will happen, and then you say, what the hell is that? And when those scenes happen, it breaks the flow, it breaks the pace of this movie. Some scenes flow together very nicely, and then there are those other scenes that just stick out like a sore thumb. And I feel like this happens a lot in Paul Thomas Anderson movies. They are very character-driven films, but they also have moments that make the audience go, what the hell was that? This movie is a good 2.5 hours, and yeah, it feels like it. It's never a good sign when I start checking my phone to see what the time is. If you are going to watch this movie, you definitely have to be in the right mood. So in the end, The Master has 2 masterclass performances in Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phoenix. When they are on screen, it's absolutely captivating. But this movie does suffer from a pretty slow pace and interesting scene choices that really make no sense being there. But this is an actor's movie, and it shows the vulnerability and the open-heartedness and the humility that a performance can give. So I'm gonna give The Master 3.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I am above average.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part in my video where I randomly select which movie I'm watching next. Let's take a look. Haha! Airplane! This, I'm pretty sure, is hailed as one of the best comedy movies of all time. I'm pretty sure if you check any top 100 comedy film lists, this is going to be right at the top of it, or at least somewhere near it. And I haven't watched this in years, so this is going to be fun. So everyone, have you seen The Master? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And when you're done commenting, please like and subscribe to my channel so you know the next time I post my next movie review. So everyone, I will see you next time with my review of Airplane. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.